I woke up to find my entire lawn covered in 2,000 plastic flamingos and a note that said, "You're welcome." I thought it was a prank. My neighbors probably thought I'd lost my mind, but when I read the full note taped to my mailbox, my blood went cold. "You're welcome. The cameras are watching. Don't remove them. A friend." I stood there in my bathrobe at 6:40 a.m., staring at an ocean of hot, pink plastic birds covering every square inch of my front yard. They were packed so tight you couldn't see the grass. Some were staked. Some were just lying there. All of them faced my house. My wife came outside holding coffee. "What in the actual hell?" "I don't know. There's a note." She read it. Her face changed. "Cameras? What cameras?" That's when I noticed them. Tiny black lenses zip-tied to the necks of flamingos in the corners of the yard. 4 of them, all pointed at different angles of our property. "Someone's watching us," I said. "Why?" "I had no idea. We're the most boring people alive. I'm an accountant. She teaches middle school. We go to bed at 9:30 and argue about whether to get a second cat." I called the police. Officer Martinez showed up 20 minutes later, walked the perimeter, and confirmed the cameras were real and actively recording. "Any idea who would do this?" he asked. "No." "Any enemies? Disputes with neighbors?" "We brought cookies to everyone when we moved in 3 months ago." Martinez looked at the note again. The phrasing is weird. "You're welcome" implies they did you a favor, and "don't remove them" sounds like a warning. "A favor? They vandalized my lawn with 2,000 flamingos." He shrugged. "I'll file a report, but unless they're threatening you directly, there's not much we can do." After he left, my wife and I just stood there staring at the pink nightmare. Our neighbor Eugene came over. "That's a hell of a statement," he said. "We didn't do this." "I know. I saw the truck at 3 a.m. white pickup. 2 people unloading boxes. Took them 90 minutes. Why didn't you call us?" "Thought you hired them. People do weird stuff for birthdays." My birthday was 6 months ago. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the cameras. Who was watching? Why? Around 2 a.m., I went outside with a flashlight and stared at the flamingos. Then I noticed something. One flamingo near the porch had a red ribbon tied around its neck. None of the others did. I pulled it up. Taped underneath was a USB drive. My hands were shaking as I plugged it into my laptop. One video file. I clicked it. The footage was from a camera across the street, dated 2 weeks ago. It showed a man in a black hoodie walking up to our house at 11 p.m. He tried our front door. Locked. He went around back. 3 minutes later, he came out carrying my wife's laptop bag. I felt sick. We'd been robbed 2 weeks ago, but we thought we just misplaced the laptop. Reported it to insurance. Moved on. The video kept playing. The man walked to a car parked 2 houses down. The camera zoomed in on his license plate. Crystal clear. Then the video cut to a second clip. Different angle. Same night. The man was now inside a house, and I recognized the living room immediately. It was Eugene's house. Our neighbor Eugene. The same Eugene who saw nothing during our robbery. The man in the hoodie took off his hood. Eugene's son. I'd met him once. Dropout with a gambling problem. The final clip showed Eugene's son at a pawn shop the next day, selling my wife's laptop. I sat there staring at the screen. Someone had been watching our street, saw the robbery, tracked down who did it, and instead of going to the police, they covered our lawn in flamingos and left us the evidence. The next morning, I took the USB to Officer Martinez. He watched it twice. "This is solid evidence. We can make arrests with this." "Who do you think left the flamingos?" "No idea, but they probably saved you months of investigation." Eugene's son was arrested that afternoon. They found my wife's laptop in his bedroom, along with jewelry from 4 other houses in the neighborhood. Eugene claimed he had no idea, but the footage showed him helping his son load stolen goods into a storage unit. Both arrested, both charged. The flamingos stayed up for 3 more days while the cameras kept recording. Then, one morning, they were gone. Every single one. Vanished overnight just like they appeared. No note this time. But taped to our mailbox was a printed screenshot. Our front porch, time-stamped from last night. My wife and I standing there, smiling, finally feeling safe again. At the bottom, someone had written in marker, "Stay safe. I'm still watching." We never found out who did it, but 6 months later, our new neighbors 2 doors down got robbed. The next morning, their lawn was covered in 2,000 garden gnomes, and a note that said, "You're welcome."